Hey everyone, I'm RoblemVR, and today we're going to answer the question, how young is too young for virtual reality? First, a quick disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor or optometrist. The opinions expressed in this video reflect my personal experiences and ongoing investigations into health and safety issues regarding virtual reality and are not to be misinterpreted as qualified medical advice. So let's start by taking a look at the age recommendations from the major headset vendors. So why are these age limits all over the map? Let's take a look at the high end. The Oculus Age Limit of 13 was one of the first given and has been widely repeated without question for quite some time. It has also been the root cause of confusion about how can VR be used for education if it is unsafe for kids. I think you'll be surprised as to what inspired the Oculus Age 13 recommendation.
And the age of 13 was something that made a lot of sense when we became part of Facebook. Their age is 13 as well, and so we just felt like, let's start at 13, let's evolve the technology more, let's build more confidence in the health and safety side of it, and eventually one day we definitely want to have Oculus for kids, especially for all the educational use of this.
So Oculus picked 13 because Facebook requires everyone to be at least 13 years old before they can create a Facebook account. That seems pretty arbitrary to me and influenced more by lawyers than, say, optometrists. So let's see what the American Academy of Ophthalmology has to say about childhood eye development. Focus, tracking, depth perception, and other aspects of vision continue to develop throughout early and middle childhood. Convergence, the ability of both eyes to focus on an object simultaneously, final stage of development, becomes more fully developed at about age 7. So it would seem that the ViewMaster VR is taking the rational approach. And with over 70 years of experience in producing 3D viewers marketed to kids without any vision problems, they have the confidence to go with age 7. Another fear is that VR headsets will contribute to nearsightedness, where close objects appear clear, but objects far away look blurry. There is evidence that so-called near work, like reading a book up very close or looking at a cell phone, can contribute to nearsightedness. So you might assume that a VR headset would too. Let me read you a quote by Martin Banks, professor of optometry and vision science at the University of California, Berkeley on the subject. Let's contrast a kid using a VR headset compared to a kid using a smartphone. When they use a smartphone, they typically hold it very close to them, and so they have to focus their eyes close. You might think that with a VR headset, they'd have to do the same thing because the image is close to the eye. But VR headsets have optics in the setup that make the stimulus effectively far away. So in terms of where the eye has to focus, you actually focus the eye fairly far away to sharpen the image in the headset. So a VR headset is less of an issue with nearsightedness than tablets, smartphones, or even books. Finally, let's talk about Interpupillary Distance, or IPD. A child's IPD is between 10 and 30 millimeters, or around 1/2 to 1 inch smaller than adults. VR lens separation that is very different than your IPD can contribute to eye strain over long sessions. So especially for children, go with a headset that's an adjustable IPD or was designed with children in mind. In conclusion, here are my tips for kids in VR. VR should be safe for children as young as 7, as long as they do not have any pre-existing conditions like eye problems or seizures. Follow age recommendations for individual games and experiences. Try out the experience yourself before you let your child. Be aware that VR is very immersive and can feel very real. Your kids may love dinosaurs, but not be ready to be in close quarters with a live one. Always monitor your child when they're using VR in case they get into trouble, and especially when dealing with cabled headsets. If you're unsure if VR is right for your child, consult a qualified doctor or optometrist. So hopefully, I have answered the question, how young is too young for VR? If you liked my video, give it the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want to help support the channel, click the Patreon link below, and thanks.